Alright my friends, on the last video was really hard work that we have did, and we have imported our action to our course form. In this video we will connect our actions to our reducer, because the user will type something right here and the action right here will fired, but we want to connect this action to our reducer. So first of all, I'm going to close this one, and close this one. Now I'm going to open our reducer.js, and here inside our course list we are going to do some hard work as well. So this action right here, or let me talk in general, when any action will be triggered on the screen, regardless of the type, whether it's a search, it's an add, it's a remove action, regardless of the type of that action, it will be passed to the all reducers that we have. So once again, any action will be triggered on the screen, it will be passed to any reducer that we have, and it will be stored right here in this action. So what we want to do, we want to check if the action that was triggered is the action that we are interested in, then we want to do something, right? So here I'm going to check if the actions that was triggered on the screen dot type, if the action dot type, I want to check for the type for that action. If it's a triple equal to search courses, because this is the action that I am interested in this case, I want to filter my array with search courses like this. So this name right here should match exactly what you have set right here. So search courses and search courses as well. If the action that was triggered on the screen is equal to this thing, then I am interested in that action and I want to filter my array with. Alright, so what I will do, I'm gonna return. Alright, previously we have returned the initial state immediately if there is no action, if there is nothing. But now if there is an interaction with our application, then we want to change our path and return different data. What I'm going to return here, it is two things. The first one is the array that I want to filter. The second thing, it is the value that I want to filter with. Alright, so I'm gonna return the value that I want to filter with, as well as the array that I want to filter, and we can access them very easily. I'm gonna return a property called courses, and we can get it from state.courses. This is the array that I want to filter. And second of all, I'm just gonna return the input search, which I can access it from action.payload. We are going to use the payload that will be set on the action from our course form. If you remember, the input search, it is the same, the payload, it is the input search. All right, we already know that. And it will be set from our course form right here when we have called our action. All right, and here I am trying to return it. All right, so we are gonna get it at the end of the day. We are gonna get it from our course form. All right, we are gonna get it like this. Now the last thing that we want to do, it is here inside our course list. Let me show you. Here inside our course list, we can access it right here, because anything that will be returned from the reducer will be stored in the store. And here we are trying to return the input search, right? So it will be stored in the state with this name, input search. So here inside our course list, I can go ahead and say input like this. Input search is equal to state.course list, which is the name of the reducer, dot input search, like that. All right, of course I have to add a comma right here to separate them. And if we go back to our application, all right, Let me just log the state. All right, so we can see it, and we are gonna get an error, but for the time being, let's see it here. If I go ahead and try to here we are trying to log the state that comes from line this line right here, which is the exact same line that I am doing my console.log from. All right, if you open it up like this, we can see we got our course list, but not the input search, right? The input search is stored in the state, right? So why I cannot see it? This is the error that I am talking about. Let me show you our reducer. We are going to return the input search, and if the action was triggered, then we are gonna return the input search. Otherwise, we are not gonna return it. So my point here, we are not gonna return the input search until this action is triggered. This is not exactly what we want. All right. What we want to do here, if there is no action was triggered, if no action is triggered, we are going to return the same state, and the state does not contain any input search, so that's why we need to define it. So I'm just going to say input search is equal to an empty string. I'm just going to define it as an empty string, because if there is no action is triggered, then I'm going to return the state which has an input search. So if I go back and open it up once again, we will see right here in our course list, we have the courses as well as the input search. But if I remove it from our state, from our reducer, let me show you. If I remove it from here and go back, that will take a refresh, open it up, we can see only the array. So that's why we have to store it like this. All right, that will make more sense. Now we have everything. We have the input search. If the user will enter something, let me show you, it's an empty right now. All right, we can see the input search is empty. But if I type something, we can see we got a different console.log, and I'm gonna open it up. We can see the input search with the updated value. All right, so we have the input search that comes from our action, which will be fired on our course form with the appropriate value that we need. Now we have the value, which is the array. We have the input. Now we can go ahead and filter them very easily. That's what we are going to do in the next video. So in this video, we have showed you how to connect any action to a reducer. So see you in the next one.